It's Sunday, the first day of the week. Fuck. Um, I don't know. Sometimes when you add it all up between like the physical and the psychological and emotional and the spiritual, it's too much of a calling to be a human, especially when you're an overthinker and everything's fucking complicated. But here we are doing nothing or our best, wanting to do something. I went to church today, Pico Riviera. It's kind of cool. It's like an old, and it is what it is, but you know, the thing that I find is like there's an authentic peace, oneness, alignment that people embody in certain churches, certain places, certain times, you know. And many times in my life where things became like way overwhelming, like up here in my head and just in life in general, and I didn't know how to center myself because it was so chaotic and overwhelming, and it's maddening the effect that I have to go through in terms of what I'm feeling and what I'm living through, you know, in the 3D world, and then what I'm sort of trying to align with spiritually. And it all seems like it's all working against each other. Like nothing is lined up properly where one benefits the other, and it literally gives me little to no chance to function in any realm properly. You know, whether it's the physical world, fucking airplanes, or you know, going to work like most people do regularly, and finding like a legit rhythm to their lives. Like it's been so elusive for me, or the psychological, emotional body and being to, you know, not be susceptible to like these deep cycles of depression, you know, we're barely holding on, or like these sort of spiritual revelations that I keep encountering in my life and trying to make heads or tails of it. Like, fuck, is it just in my head, or is there something real to it? And how can I even test it to make it, you know, visibly present in my reality, not just fucking, you know, psychological philosophy about spirituality. And whenever I get like that fucked up, and I remember when I left my kid's mom, my baby mama, that was like literally, you know, saving my own life. But I was so fucked up that I there's this church I actually confused for a gym that was gonna open in this building that I always drove by, and I just went, you know what, fuck this. I know that you go to church, there's peace. Like for some whatever reason, like the people that gather there, they've been sold a bill of goods about this whole goth thing, that they just kind of are at peace with themselves. And then you gather like a few hundred or a few thousand of those like individuals, and wherever they're at, it just fucking feels good, and it becomes like a place where I know, at least psychologically and even physically, I'm not being bombarded by some heavy duty bullshit from the external world, all this noise, and I could at least slow down and center myself enough to try to grab some kind of a hold of reality to survive, to pick myself up and move on. And I've learned that. But the trick is finding those places, because not every church you walk into has that. Most of them just like this religious bullshit that they spew from a pulpit that, yeah, it makes good like moral sense, and yeah, it's great that, you know, people strive to live by these moral codes which are embodied by most of our laws anyways in, you know, Judeo-Christian societies that we have in the Western world. But the real peace that some people carry is that, you know, when you like you're sitting there, it's like your own demons fucking don't bother you. You know, it's that kind of power. So this time around too, you know, I just kind of happened to walk by a church a month ago when I was finishing my book, and I just kind of sat just to see, hey, you know, it sounds good. So walking by it, I'm like, oh, that's a new thing coming from that old building. So I stopped by and I fucking really just sat in there for first like I don't even remember, like literally like 10 or 15 minutes. Gizmo, what? And it felt good, so I went back the next week, and even, you know, then I lasted for like 5 minutes, and then the third time I think I lasted for like fucking a half a song, and somehow I got like convicted and I started crying. But obviously I'm not gonna fucking cry in public, so I just walked the fuck out and made my way home. But it was the same attitude, and so I got invited to this other church that I came to today, and they're having their 20th anniversary kind of a thing. It was nice to hear like the legacy, like how much effort people put into just being there consistently. You know, they never know how much to impact like a person like me who just literally just need like a fucking quiet and safe place, knowing that nobody's gonna fucking attack you or harass you for who you are. You know, they're just gonna kind of do what they do, and you get to be a part of that or not, but just feel the peace that's there, right? You know, and especially the ones that really sold themselves solid on the fact that, you know, external peace exists through the internal process of the, you know, mind and spirit. So you fucking feel that shit. Like, they're all like, nice. That's fucking good. And I'm gonna say this because, you know, people are gonna start catching on to this shit that I'm doing, and it's gonna go probably, you know, a little haywire, because I'm gonna fucking go nuts with my experiment, just to see really how powerful of a human being I am personally. But when you got that kind of chaos heading for you, and it literally comes down to surviving on this planet, there's so much shit going on around you in life and inside of you in life, and regarding your overall being in life, like your actual existence. You know, PBA, a church that vibes. Just go and sit. Fuck the religion, fuck the sort of indoctrination that they might try to do or feel like they're doing, because at the end of the day, if it's not indoctrination, if it's like something real that they're just kind of trying to teach people to grab a hold of, you know, it's not gonna hurt. But the people that are there practicing it and provide that comfort and the empty seat for anybody to just kind of sit and absorb that might be a lifesaver. And sometimes it's all a person could hope for or need. And then just go back there a few times, you know, and just fucking start addressing some issues that, you know, maybe you didn't want to address them in a certain way, or have this dogma or stigma against like certain, you know, ways of doing things. But it all, you know, kind of goes in the same direction, bettering ourselves as human beings. And we're gonna get so fucked up, you know, in the process of exploring ourselves, that we're gonna want to do our best. Life's always calling at the wrong fucking time.